It is never easy for me to leave the homestead. I always feel like I'm leaving behind a ton of work and things to get done, and so you do all this prep to leave and then have to catch up when you get back. But my friend Katie and I headed north to the Front Royal, Virginia area for this year's Homesteaders of America conference, and boy did it deliver. Speakers like the Saladins drew a large crowd, and hearing Joel talk about his food emancipation proclamation and his upcoming meeting with the president had me all in my feels with excitement over the potential changes that could be made to our food system. I was also excited to meet a fellow YouTuber and someone that I've followed for years on Instagram, Jill Reagan of Whispering Willow Farm. She did 2 incredible sessions, one on sourdough, and just being able to simplify that process, which I really benefited from hearing. And then also feeding your family year-round from the garden. You know, tangible tools that I could come home and implement right now to start making steps towards more sustainability for our family and being able to have food for our family year long. Like, I'm really, really excited. I also was able to meet her at her booth and purchase both of her books, The Tiny But Mighty Farm and The Tiny Farm Planner. Her and her husband are a delight. Even baby Ziggy was there. And I just am so grateful for being able to meet her. As well as Ruth Ann Zimmerman. I also picked up her book, Heart of the Homestead. Her sessions were on cooking from scratch and eating seasonally and regionally. Both of these topics were very well spoken on. I thought the eating seasonally regionally was going to be more on gardening, but it actually wasn't. So Ruth Ann's talk really dove into nutrient-dense food. So with eating regionally and seasonally, you would eat what your family raised, and once it was gone, you didn't go to the grocery store and purchase less nutrient-dense food with your hard-earned money. And she described how time is your most valuable resource that you have. Not money, time. And in the from scratch cooking session, she described ways to start simple. And she's like, even if it's just with salad dressing, because salad dressing is ultra processed. And she went over her food pyramid and how her food pyramid looks drastically different from the one that we're shown. And she's like, if you can just start with salad dressing and make your own, even buy, like if you've got Hidden Valley Ranch, you keep that bottle and you make your own ranch and you put it in there after it gets down to like a third left in the bottle or half left in the bottle and mix it. And it's like you're going to wean your family off of flavor enhancers. And when you can do that, then you'll get the kids' palates adapted to eating more nutritious food. But no matter what, no matter if you are doing all the homesteading things and nailing all the things, if you are not building relationships with your children, if you are not sitting around the table, conversing with one another, phones put away, if you are not cultivating those relationships, none of the rest of it matters. She said, I would rather see you sit around the table with a big bowl of Kraft macaroni and cheese and cultivate relationships than for you to not do that and homestead all the things. And you got to get her book, The Heart of the Homestead. I am enjoying what I have read so far. It's really for the moms. And there's recipes and everything in there too. I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting it to be a book, but she's got some fun recipes in there that I'm excited to be able to try. There was a window somewhere within our day for us to head back to the vehicle for a snack. And then we would walk around and look at the vendors. There were so many amazing things. I was not expecting that. So many amazing handmade, homemade goodness. I loved the limited edition logo that they had for this year, Generational Homesteading. It was just all so good. I even scored a mortar and pestle. I had recently ordered and received a book, The Beekeeper's Apothecary, and I didn't know they were going to be at the conference, and Kaylee was there, so I got to meet her and congratulate her on a book well done. Justin Rhodes drew a crowd. He talked about how to design your best homestead and beyond. Daniel Saladin talked about generational homesteading and convicted so many of us, making sure that we're tapping into our children's talents and launching them at the right target, whether it's the one we want them to be launched at or not. And again, as I said, there were so many lovely things around that I wanted to buy. I just need all the funds when I go back next year. But I did get some ideas for Christmas, and we also met some really nice people with the chicken fountain. So if you're looking for a new idea on watering your chickens, there's that. Jack and Kim Furman, who are local to us with Our Father's Farm, were there and did a few sessions. It is always good to hear them speak and always wonderful to see them spread the love of Jesus wherever they go. They spoke on understanding, the importance of being understood and how we need to take that step with our kids. And so we spoke to the men in the house and she spoke to the women, and it was just so incredibly touching. The conference sent me home confident and also spiritually fed, and I totally was not expecting that, but I'm so grateful. I couldn't leave without a plant, so I got an aster. Katie and I enjoyed some lovely views on the way home. We certainly cannot wait to go back next year, and I hope that you'll be able to join us too. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up with what's going on in the garden.